We're not talking about mischief here. Now that is domestic abuse. I don't even know where to start.
Cooked up a plot that if I ever try to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits.
The fields of Happyville rest with peace and tranquility without the terrible monster lurking about. LolcowRancho is quietly safe. There's Sophia and Josh scheming something to brighten up the day of somebody, I'm sure. But what's this? Hassan? Wasn't he in China? The monster said. I wasn't going to include this clip because I thought it was kind of insignificant, at least for me. But what they said at the end, that thing right there, gave me the ticket to realize how petty that was and how pathetic that was. And I was like, okay. This is worth it now. This is something
Do
now.
not have you for the upstairs list.
Okay.
Can I see your ticket type?
Oh, I'm staff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
If you're
So we can't
escorted?
go upstairs.
I do not. But do you have this wristband? I can also just check in. Chat.
Well, so I thought movement windows was upstairs, no? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I can double check and just make sure
Upstairs
on my
just
end.
more seating area.
Yeah, I just wanted a drink. I'm good. But there's 72,000 people watching
Oh my god.
currently.
That's pathetic, man. Don't. Nobody ever do that, please. You look like a loser. You will look pathetic doing that because it is.
But there's 72,000 people watching
Oh, great.
currently.
Do you realize all these people are watching right now? That's such a petty little threat when you feel that you have like no power over the situation, when you feel that you're completely lost. The only moment when I can feel that is justifiable in any way is that if somebody is approaching you while you're doing a stream and it's like threatening you with violence or something, and you're like, do you realize that there's like, I don't know, 17,000 people watching right now, and they're gonna see that. But it has to be something serious, like a police officer trying to arrest you when you have all the evidence to prove that you haven't done anything wrong and you're not doing anything wrong at all, and it's very obvious and you can prove it immediately, and you know they're trying to do something wrong to you, and you can pull that card. It has to be something bad like that in order for it to not look completely cringe and just like pitiful. Especially to somebody who loves to portray this image of strength and whatever. Yeah, it shows the kind of person that you really are, really. Trust me, if you are ever in a situation where you are completely pumped up, you dressed up, you're with your friends, you're open, your live stream because you're gonna go into this VIP section of the party or whatever. You did it exclusively because of that, like 20 minutes ago. And you're like, you're just ready. You're done. You're ready. Your body knows it. And then the bouncer. By the way, is there anybody who is knowledgeable in where to get like raw clips like these? Because I'm terrible at this. I usually don't, believe it or not, I usually don't do these kind of things. Like I usually don't lurk around locales that much. Weird, right? Yeah. No, I don't. I don't. I watch some random YouTuber here and there. that talks about some occurrence, and then I get interested about it. And now that I'm doing this, I investigate a little bit more just to find like more context, or to see if things are getting distorted or whatever, stuff like that, to verify pretty much. And I am discovering that finding the clips, it's usually not as easy as I thought it was. I almost didn't include it at all, but reactions like this are what makes so worth it to have to listen to Hassan for a long period of time without feeling like brain fried. I was gonna watch that long in, interview that he did, and probably talk about it and what dissect and whatever, probably even debunk whatever uh, dumbass shit he was talking about. But I can't, dude. I can't. It's too much. It's too much Hassan for like a month, you know? It's hilarious to see him derail and crash by himself without even realize he has zero self-awareness. That's what makes it so hilarious. But at the same time, you see that he has actually a lot of influence and a lot of followers and stuff like that actually take his word very serious, and actually lean into things that have an actual impact in society. So that's what stops making it so funny, and that is why I do what I do. And just to be clear, clarify that I'm not actually biased or anything like that. Uh, Here you go.
Right? So like the first person is just like, so what do you have in the bag? Open it. I open the bag. I show him I have these monitors. I have like, a light. I was like, well, here's this light. Here's a monitor. Here's my webcam, right? This is my personal computer. He goes, no, it's not. I'm like, what do you mean? No, it's not. And that's when I was like, oh, what the fuck? Wait. I was like, excuse me? What do you mean? No, it's not. No, it's none of it's in Spanish. They're speaking English. And I was like, yes, it is. I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, it is. I'm like, this is, yes, my personal computer. These are my monitors that connect to my personal computer. Okay. And they're like, nope, you can't bring this in. You have to pay taxes. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, sure. I was like, sure, I'll pay taxes for it. Fine. But like, can you explain to me why I have to pay taxes? Like, what's going on? Right? So like
This is true, and it's a complete example of corruption, and that is it. There is no justification for that. That is simply that the customs department in Mexico is extremely corrupt, and yeah, they do that. They basically steal from you. I know it because I don't know. I have a little bit of experience in Mexican culture, a little bit. I don't want to call it that. What happened, I can already tell, is that they saw this obviously wealthy looking gringo here, and they said, nailed it, score, and they knew what they were going to find in his luggage. They just wanted an excuse to get money. And so what happened was that they knew that he was going to have like prized possessions there, and they know that you have to quote unquote pay taxes to cross things that you are supposedly going to sell. And that's why they were going like, no, that's not yours. Those things are obviously things that you're going to sell in Mexico, because a lot of people do that. They buy things in the States and they cross it to sell it in Mexico, when because it might be things that are harder to find in Mexico. Um, I've been told. So they use that excuse, and they all cover it up by saying they're actually searching, doing like random searches for potential drug trafficking and whatever. That's not true. I mean, it is technically true, but you know what I mean. In Mexico, everybody, at least in the border, knows that They're always looking for people who are crossing valuable things. Not to take those things away from them, but to ask for money. So pro Hassan people who only watch like like 30 seconds of the video, I can tell. I can tell, dude. I can tell, okay? I see you. I can tell you didn't actually watch the video. I can tell. Don't worry about it. You already hate me. Your comments are exhilarating. People talking trash to me tends to be kind of exciting. And by the way, compliments too, I don't need them, to be honest. It's okay, I don't need them. It's fine. Honestly, I appreciate them, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I appreciate them. Thank you. Trust me. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, pro Hassan people can hate me already, and anti Hassan people can now hate me already too. Because I said something that's not against him. Wow. Oh my god. No, the humanity. The humanity. Trust me, there's no need to be petty. There's more than enough things you can criticize about him. You don't have to be petty. Not being petty validates whatever criticism you might have even more, because it shows that you're not just criticizing for the sake of criticizing for no reason. For example, it's not just dunking on Hassan for the Kaya thing just for the sake of doing it because he's Muslim and like a socialist and communist and whatever. It's not because of that. At least not for me. But it's not because of that. I'm pretty sure there's people out there that are like that. I don't care. I don't. It's their prerogative, I guess. But at least what a lot of people take from that whole scenario, and maybe they haven't even rationalized it yet, is that, or maybe they have, I don't know, but, or is that seeing somebody acting like that upon a dog indicates that you lack empathy, that you have internalized aggression, that you don't know how to modulate yourself, that you have potential on doing similar actions upon people that you feel power over. For example, potential employees, your partner, your relatives, whatever. What if they had to deal with you or to deal with somebody like you, and you had a position of power over them, like the position of power that you have over Kaya, and they had to deal with you? They see that they would be at risk of experiencing something similar to that, and then they see you, that you are this figure that is promoting this political narratives, especially socialism, which is based on control over the population, control over people, the state having open, complete control over you. And then you see that they would be exposed to somebody like you in a situation like that. Think about that. And I'm not saying that, speaking of partner, I'm not saying that Hassan is the same with his partner. There's no evidence for that. As far as I know, there has never been an indication of that at all. It would be very irresponsible for me to accuse something like that without any tangible evidence for that. I feel that it would nullify my previous criticisms of him, because, as I said, it shows that you are just criticizing somebody for anything for no reason. So it just becomes completely meaningless. We're not talking about mischief here. Now that is domestic abuse. I don't even know where to start.
Cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits.
What? What?
You're in trouble.
Why? What did I do?
A chubby found something that's yours.
Huh?
Show chap.
Ew! What the
That's
fuck?
yours. It's literally yours.
That's mine? I'm sorry, I didn't know it was in there.
Then why'd you buy it? Why don't you show chat your show and tell?
Ew, bro. Ew.
Show chat.
No, I don't want to touch it. Ew.
You see it, chat? It's fungus.
Are you sure that's mine?
Yeah.
I don't remember buying that, which means if I did buy it, it's been
This
there
is
for a
not
long
even like.
time.
I don't even know how. It looks like it's evaporated. You see it? This is not. I think ew me. This is hers. She's been addicted to playing Overwatch and not paying attention to her food. Should I keep holding it here?
No, dude. Throw it away.
You want it?
No, stop.
I've never seen moldy cheese like this. This is the most disgusting thing in the world.
Yeah, that's gross.
This is gross. Leave Emmy alone and throw it away. Okay, I'll stay here and I won't throw it away. I got you, dude.
Dude, just throw it away. It's so gross.
Why you look like you're in distress?
'Cause you're stressing me out.
Okay. It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time. Why not? It is time to go full demon time. Just letting you know. There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known, and it is time to go full demon time. She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened.
You are
I will throw you
throwing
and show you an example, chat.
your phone
I'm brushing my teeth.
at the bed where your girlfriend is? Are you a retard?
I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone. Destroyed my mental health. I felt like my brain cracked, and I was never the same since. I was suicidal, depressed, and I didn't know what to do with my own life. Every day felt like an absolute nightmare. I was losing OTK, my mental health, and all my...
You weren't losing OTK. We put you on suspension, and we invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into legal fees in order to do a third-party investigation to find out whether this happened or not. We invested so much into you in order to make sure that we did you right. That's not true.
Month went by the last year, and our fights started to get louder. We were breaking up with each other almost weekly. Fights were getting more aggressive, and shouting began to increase. I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
Imagine using the excuse that she threw plushies at you to cope for being abusive towards her and not having your penis fall off immediately out of pure sheer embarrassment. Your testosterone is not immediately secreted through your skin and falls off and just goes down the drain. Wow. I don't think she's completely flawless or anything, by the way. Just the fact that she hooked up with him, somebody like him, just shows the kind of profile that she has as a person already. And there's a lot of things that I find a little bit iffy, like the whole bunny thing. I don't know. I feel that she might have been negligent towards them, to be honest. I feel that might have some level of truth. It actually makes sense with the moldy cheese to show you that she might be a little bit negligent to an extent that we don't know, but that is not an excuse. Nothing gives him an excuse for being the beta bitch that he is. I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed here with so much stuff I wish I could cover, and I don't know how to handle it. In his bloodthirsty, dastardly pursuit for Hassan, the monster lost sight of Miskiff, who escaped, sliding from within the monster's grasp, to the relief of all the peoples of Happyville. For now, the monster's dead. So yes, no, I don't just go after people for no reason, attacking anything that they do all the time. Because you just make that person win at the end of the day. You are gonna end up looking like a lunatic, some kind of like obsessed wacko who just is after somebody for no reason, and that you don't listen to reason yourself. You're blinded. So in my opinion, you end up looking bad. And in my opinion, nobody is in the wrong all the time. Well, maybe except for Cyrex and IDOPS, but I would cover him, but he is beneath me, to be honest. His content is beneath me, to be honest. And I'm Mexican. So I was going to cover more details about the drama of Hassan for this past month or something, but actually I'm fed up with him for a while. I need to rest from this. I can't just listen for him for hours and like not feel exhausted. And at the end of the day, it's all trivial shit. I already said pretty much most of what I wanted to say in the previous two videos. At the end of the day, I just want to end up with this in regards to the whole socialism thing and whatever. There's always this argument, this exhausted argument of socialism actually works, and whenever you see countries that are socialist and they fail, it's because it's not actual socialism or it's not actual communism. That is always the same thing. And then I received this lengthy comment with the same trivial points that you always see when people discuss these kind of things. I was going to put another example so that you could get more of an idea, but they're always talking about the same thing. They're always bringing the very few same examples because they don't really have more examples. But listen, you can use what I'm going to say as a pinpoint so that you can start to dig around a little bit more or have some kind of extra information when you just need to respond to somebody or not respond. Don't engage with people. Don't engage with people like that. It's a lot of waste of energy. You know, remember that your energy and your time is valuable, especially your energy is valuable. Don't waste it arguing with people about things like this. There's never gonna be any kind of conclusion. People who are indoctrinated into something, some kind of mindset, some idea, they don't want to change. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy. Don't argue with people. Show good examples in your day-to-day life, and whoever wants to learn from you will learn from you. Avoid getting into arguments about politics, religion, and all these kind of things that will lead you to nothing. You will just become more bitter, and you'll burn bridges with more and more and more people. It's just not worth it. Your energy is too valuable from that. But okay, so for example, they say that all of those countries, which are pretty much all of them who have adopted socialism, communism, whatever, as their political and economical regimen, have failed. And they say that they argue that they have failed because it's not real communism. It's always the same. Like, obviously, there's nuances to this. Different countries apply different aspects in different ways. You would need hours going into all the details. But at the end of the day, here's a small factor into all of this. Regiments that work around socialist ideals in general rely on a basic idea of trust me, bro, pretty much. They rely on giving the state complete control and power over everything. Because, in essence, it's all about the state being trustworthy, pretty much. You can totally, completely, absolutely rely that the state is going to provide for you in everything that you need, and they're going to be absolutely incorruptible, even though that's never happened in history, in any culture. I'm not pro-capitalism or anything like that. In any culture, in any regimen, in any system. That has never happened. That is the main danger of socialist ideals. We all have socialist aspects in our lives in pretty much all of the American continent. Whenever you get free things, like free education, free healthcare, as far as I know, not in the States, but for example, you have it in Canada, you have it in Mexico, uh, you have it in, I don't know how many other countries in the continent have it, but you have a free education, uh, free incentives, pensions, all those kind of things. When the state is providing for you, that stems from socialism. So you have a sort of 50-50, sort of, not 50-50, but you have sort of a sweet spot, right? A capitalist system that has adopted some aspects of socialism in order to provide for their people. I feel, in my opinion, that that is sort of the ideal. Live under a capitalist system that adopts certain aspects of socialism, like we already have it. You don't really need to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. It's already here. That gives you the freedom to grow for yourself and provide for yourself, and have some kind of backup for yourself, some kind of income, independence, some kind of shield for yourself in case the government loses its way and can't or won't provide for you for whatever arbitrary reason, which is exactly what happens in completely socialist countries. Because everybody is receptible to corruption. And if there is a system out there where you can be as corrupt and rampant as you want without feeling even less repercussions, it's in socialist systems. Why? As long as you take part of the ruling class, you are pretty much immune. That happens in capitalist countries too, but in capitalist countries you have more of a cushion in order to be a little bit more financially independent. You can have your own opinions and still have an option to be protected by law, for example. That doesn't happen in socialist countries. In there, you are completely dependent by the state, and if the state doesn't like you for whatever arbitrary reason, it's some law, some reason that is most likely, let's be honest, gonna be unfair. You have no escape, no option. You're just at the mercy of the state, and you can't do anything about it, and you can't get out. And whenever you have so much power and control over the population, you become authoritarian. Sadly, that happens. That always happens. It might even be a necessity because since you have to provide for the people, you can't really allow the people to have too much freedom, because if they have too much freedom, they're going to become unreliable to you. You need to provide them with resources. Where are you going to get those resources? You need somebody for work. You need a steady income to be coming to you all the time. And if you don't obligate people to give it to you, they're not going to give it to you. Why should they? They're free. Some people will take part of that for the love of the cause, for their sheer conviction, but that's not going to be enough. You need more. You need everybody. You have to be hard, and you have to put laws that a lot of people are not going to like. And if they say something about it, they might screw it up for you. So you act with a lot of force against them. And that is just the nice part. The other part is that that power is going to go to your head, because that always happens. That always happens. The power always gets to the heads of these people, and they become maniacs. Most people just don't know how to deal with power, and they get drunk with it. And also, people like luxuries, people like comfort, people like status, things that you can't provide for your population because there's too many of them. But you want it for yourself, so you keep it for yourself, but you don't say that you have it, because that's going to be unfair now. It's not egalitarian anymore. So corruption starts. People can see it, And if they talk about it, they're gonna ruin it for you. So you don't allow it. And you see how the vicious circle always just just study a little bit of history. And it's not that difficult. There's YouTube videos now about it. You don't even need to look too much nowadays. And the other point is that they always say that socialist countries experience faster growth than anybody else, like faster immediately in the beginning, which tends to be true. Just not to make this overly long, but for example, I'm gonna use the example of North Korea. North Korea, a lot of people don't know that North Korea was actually like sort of like the big brother of the two Koreas. They used to be kind of like, the winner, the chat of the two Koreas in the beginning. People don't imagine that nowadays. But yeah, in the beginning, North Korea was actually the big successful brother, while South Korea were the chuds. Thanks to China, they experienced fast growth in the beginning. They invested in their agriculture and in their production of everything to become self-reliant, and it worked for a while. And China was helping them because North Korea is placed in a very privileged area. It was convenient for China, and Russia, so they helped finance North Korea. They were just injecting a lot of money. So yeah, in the beginning this tends to happen, but in the long term, it's unsustainable plus corruption. This pattern happens all the time, or most of the times. Relying in only yourself in this competitive world doesn't work. Corruption, vanity of the politicians. Having too much power just messes up your head somehow. It always happens. Having so much power and control over so many people just somehow, I don't know, makes you crazy, I guess. Being isolationist is unsustainable, and being authoritarian and overbearing over your population is also unsustainable. You require too much resources and effort to keep your people on check so much, and blah blah. Corruption, corruption, corruption. This happened in Venezuela, this happened in Cuba, this happened in. Anyways, I'm gonna leave a link to a video that I really like about the growth of North Korea in the beginning. That's perfectly explained. It's long, but it's perfectly explained. It's a very entertaining video. It's great. Trust me. Just instead of listening to me, just watch that. I watch more content like that, but I feel that if I could recommend something, I would recommend that. I'm gonna point something out about the people defending Hassan with the whole Kaya thing, and saying that they know him, and that they see him, they have seen the how she is treated in the house. They have seen that she's well fed, and she's like spoiled and whatever and blah blah. And this is a thing that happens a lot. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say that this is true, that what they saw was actually what they saw, and that they have that impression. I'm gonna say that they actually mean it. Why? Because I feel that they are missing the bigger picture. I'm gonna give an example. Something similar happens when people see like a couple, right? And in the surface, they just see the happy uh, pictures in social media. They see them having like this social life, and they see this image, right? And they look smiley. They are together. They're traveling. They're having parties. He's always being kind of funny around her and whatever. and they're like, yeah, they're an ideal couple. They're perfect. Uh, there's no way there's anything fishy going on here. Even though they're not noticing that, for example, he's always teasing her, like jokingly, sort of, but his jokes. I'm using the example of the man doing this to the woman because let's be honest, it tends to be the majority of the cases. But anyways, even though they're jokes, quote unquote, they're always sort of like teasing and jokes surrounding her self-esteem, her image. If she has a pimple, for example, randomly he may joke about that pimple, like, hey, what's up with that pimple, that huge gross pimple, jokingly, making comments about her hair, I don't know, her outfit, her makeup, jokingly, you know what I mean? He diminishes her a lot. He's overbearing, he's very controlling. If he makes a mistake or some kind of wrong towards her, it's always her fault. But if she does the same, it's always, how could you? You're terrible, blah, blah, blah. You know the words. They see that, they ignore all those red flags because they see the superficial, happy, ideal image of the couple. So they assume that everything's just fine. I'm gonna show you what I mean. This is what they see.
An overwhelming majority of voters say the government should reduce government expenses over increasing taxes, and a full examination of expenditures is needed. Okay, that's this dog. Okay. No, don't come to me. Don't come to me. Oh my God. Okay. Do you see this? Hello? That's crazy. That's crazy. She's like, you will pet me whether you like it or not. Little lady. Oh my God.
They see this and they assume that, no, there's no way that Hassan actually is an animal abuser. They only see the superficial layer. It's obvious that Hassan is not going to be like torturing Kaya all the time, right? Nobody does that. Well, sadly, no, I'm wrong. A lot of people actually do that. But it's obvious that you have these moments, and that's what the defenders see. And I'm pretty sure they actually saw it in real life. But trust me, you are ignoring the rest of the red flags that are very obvious.
Motherfucker, come here. Stay. If you run right now, I'll f***ing kill you. Like, I'll actually kill you, okay? And
Oh, there we go. Good job, Fiona. You fucking tell her. One thing I will tell you, I've seen her. Kaya is really funny when she's scared. Being scared, but it gives me anxiety. Maybe it's me. No, I want her to bite her. What do you mean? That they had to chop it.
And very public. That's what I'm gonna say about it. After a near capture, the monster lost sight of Hassan. Upon the green fields of LolcowRancho, the wind blew. Everything was quiet. Which cow would the monster prey upon next?